Welcome back to my channel. I'm so tired. I'm so tired and I can't sleep. And it's been such a day or two or a week. And I can't sleep. I can't sleep. And I think I'm on like some number of hours of not having slept. I didn't sleep last night because I was anxious about a doctor's appointment today. One of the things I went and had to do today. And now I'm so tired and I just can't sleep and it's driving me nuts. So if I look worse than dog shit, there's your reason. I looked at I went to the bathroom after my doctor's appointment, like at the doctor's office, and their lights apparently reveal like all of the sins that you've ever committed. And I looked atrocious. like and not even this isn't me trying to be like, oh, I look so bad. Like, no, I literally look like I crawled out of a dank like a hole in the ground and had been there for many years, and I had just like, this is me. Exactly, Lord. Thank you both for understanding. I'm sorry that you also are feeling this way. I am very unhappy. I'm very unhappy. But I was like, I'm going to take my sleep meds. I'm going to hope that they actually work tonight. And I'm going to be around the people that I like the most in this world. That's you guys. And just hope that I can get into a peaceful state of mind. Very zen. And together, we can find sleep in our respective homes. That's what I'm hoping. So, there's not really much to report at this point. I haven't talked about it because there were a lot of factors going in and unknowns. You kept waking up last night. Oh, that sucks. Sometimes I think that's worse than not going to sleep at all, because you're just like way more um, unrested, I guess is the word I'm looking for. My doctor might have me do a sleep study again, which I did one I guess it was like 13 years ago at this point. He was like, well, that's a long time ago. And I was like, I really don't think my problem's sleep apnea, but like, sure. Like, if we want to do that. You got your doctor's appointment tomorrow. Okay. Well, I hope that goes well. So, I know I've talked about my tremor quite a bit in my hands. My tremor has gotten significantly worse over the past 6 months. At first, my psych, and I thought it might be because of my psych meds. One of them in particular can have that side effect, but we reduced it and it didn't go away. It just kept getting worse. So, they were like, you need to go to your primary care. They're probably going to refer you to neurology. And I've got family history with various levels of tremors and what they mean and all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because I don't really want to do the sleep study because I don't imagine I sleep any different than I did. I didn't have great sleep. I snored. I I talked in my sleep. I was very active in my sleep, but there was no, the tremor's not from the meds. That's what we thought initially, but it's not. Um, because we reduced the meds and the tremor continued to get worse. My dad has an essential tremor, which means it's benign neurological tremor. Um, and he's had it my whole life. He's had it since he was a teenager, really. And so has his brother. And then that same brother also has Parkinson's disease. And so, with as quickly as mine escalated and how we rolled out my meds, my doctor was like, you need to get your ass to your primary care and then to a neurologist. And so that's why I didn't really talk about it, because I feel like that would be jumping the gun quite a bit, um, to say that that's what it is. And it doesn't appear upon first glance with my doctor that that's what it is. It looks like it's the benign tremor. Mine moved faster. Um, and so, um, so that's why we're gonna go with the neurologist route. And then, my uncle, that same uncle I have, also has, I keep wanting to say Crohn's, which is not, it's not the same thing. And I don't know why I keep saying that, but he has celiac. And there is some comorbidity between celiac and Parkinson's. And I've been having celiac type symptoms that started the exact same time as my tremors, which is weird because they're not that related. Like, they're kind of related, but they're not that related. So, in going to the doctor to talk about my tremors, I was like, okay, let me look and try to put together a timeline. I try not to go, I would not say I'm a hypochondriac when it comes to medical stuff, but I try to like go in as prepared as possible so that I can just hand over information. And this includes like family history and stuff like that. Just so I can hand over this information to my doctor and have like as educated of a discussion as possible. Tremor is stressing me, but through yeah, and like honestly, like I already have been like like food is such a stressful topic for me, not because like with my RFID, with my eating disorder, and that's not related to losing or gaining weight. It's related to like textures and stuff like that. I'm already limited in what I can eat. And then very recently, they're like, you need to focus on eating less cholesterol, like cholesterol, um, like LDL, like the bad cholesterol foods. Well, all the stuff that is safe food for me with my RFID is like frozen, like breaded chicken fingers and stuff like that. That's not great for your cholesterol, you know. And also, if I have celiacs, that's just got a lot of gluten in it. So like it's like the past 6 months have just been like non-stop gastrointestinal storm for me. If you know, sorry about the TMI on that, but hopefully the details. Yeah, my sleep study. So like my sleep study, they put if I remember correctly, I think I had like a heart monitor on my finger, and I had a couple like electrical pads, and maybe like a machine that was like wireless or was wired. Um, but it was like not very cumbersome, and I could take it home. I didn't have to sleep at like a sleep study center. Um, so mine was like the easiest sleep study of all time. And then I literally could just like take in the morning, take everything off, put it in a bag, and like drop it off at the place, at the doctor's office. But yeah, so like right now it looks like it's gonna be, the tremor looks like it's probably, the type of tremor that my dad has. Because it's familial. It's genetic. It's a genetic predisposition to having it, I should say. But they have to make sure that they're not missing anything because it could be other things as well. Also, I just don't want. There's gluten in everything. That fucking sucks. Oh, you don't need to apologize for your typing. Honestly, I'm barely reading. And then, like, there was all this stuff where I was like, I'm gonna make sure I take care of my eyes and make sure I take care of my teeth this year. I'm gonna go to the dentist. I'm gonna go to the eye doctor. And now I'm like, I'm just gonna hit my deductible right now. Which I always hit it like fairly fast because I'm usually in treatment or something like that. But so yeah, they took some blood. They're testing for some like inflammatory markers and some. They're checking my thyroid, my like T3 and T4. They're also testing this like, I don't know if he would call it like a parathyroid or like something like that, a different hormone than I had ever heard of being tested because I also have like some calcium issues, but opposite the way that you would expect from all my other symptoms. So like my body is just like, no. Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't I haven't been like I've been stressing out because I knew that this was like the beginning of a long process, and then also just like my family's just riddled with health problems. So, and if someone's gonna get it, it's me. Like my sisters are like the the poster children for like good health, and if it could be passed down in my family, it's gonna be me. So you know, so hopefully we can figure out what it is, and it's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, so I haven't really talked much about it because there wasn't really anything to talk about. But that's the update. But I am so tired. I hope I sleep for like 18 hours tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow. So I'm working on sweater. I posted on Instagram, but I haven't made my YouTube video yet of my pillow that I finished. This is with using two sections of Winter's pattern that they're about to release. So it's got some vampire lips, some vampy lips, bats, these stars, these candlesticks, all of which are very cool. It's a mosaic, overlaid mosaic crochet pattern. I modified it because it's a big blanket pattern, and if you look on their page, you can actually see what the entire pattern looks like. Um, I modified it because it has like 7 or 8 or some sections, and I just picked two sections and put them on top of each other, and then I did half the width of the blanket, and I used a smaller hub size. Um, and then I had pillows that I hope you can sleep a bunch too. I hope we can get some sleep too. I hope we can all get some good sleep, good quality sleep, because you can get a lot and not feel rested. I just hope we all feel rested. Um, but yeah, I put like two of my pillows that like had gotten like really flat, um, and I replaced them and I put those pillows in here. But now it's huge. It's huge. I feel like I look like a golden or something, which is kind of weirded me out if I'm being honest. Are you working on anything right now, Lori? Honestly, I would do. I was just thinking, what I like. It's like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? It's like, what would I do to get some sleep tonight? And I'm kind of having a like the limit does not exist moment where it's like, I would do just about anything to be able to sleep tonight. Because if I can't, I'm already losing my marbles right now. I don't need any help. Just like you were, you had lost your marbles, Lori, yesterday. Was it yesterday? The day before? I don't remember. A day. When I was on, or in the chat, in your live, and you were talking about marbles. I turned on Best in Show, so Netflix recently added Best in Show to their lineup, and I couldn't even focus on it, which I feel like says a lot because that movie's hilarious. But I just was like, panty paws, a baby blanket, and a shawl. Nice. Right now that I'm in between like bigger projects, or like between like specific projects with deadlines and stuff like that, I'm trying to get some whips done because they started to collect again here. And I'm just like, I don't have room for whips. I don't have room for whips. I just need to get some stuff done. So, one that I really wanted to do was this sweater. It does sound really cool. This love knot stitch. I feel like I've seen that in a book. Wait, is that what you had yesterday? Was it yesterday? The days are running together. Time is illusion. None of us exist. Um, was that what you were working on yesterday, or are you working on something different from your book or somewhere else? Oh, this could be a good time to talk about the Crochet Book Club. Not to say that I will necessarily remember what I've talked about, but we could also talk about that. Because I was thinking, like, okay, so, like, how are we going to pick the first book, right? And I was like, I have no fucking idea. Like, do I just, like, pick one out of nowhere? Like, if we're open to all genres and, like themes or like anything, like how do we pick a book? I have no idea. And then I was like, well, like what if like everyone who wanted to participate kind of like put their favorite book in, and we like do like a random like a randomizer like wheel or like whatever, and we pick that way, so like we know we're like on a good track, just and it's something you want to read again. It's your favorite book and you would read it again. Yes, it feels like a week ago. Okay. I thought it was last night, but I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Pattern test for your friend Becky. Oh, nice. But yeah, because like I was like, I have no idea how to pick a book, and like I know that there are some books that are like thrillers that are like crochet themed and stuff like that. That I know a lot of. I know another crochet book club that um, Altmont's has, uh, and um, they read a lot of books like that. Hi Chris, welcome in. Long day, long week. I look like shit. I know. I'm overtired. I have overshot tired into a place where like yet again I can't sleep and I'm losing my marbles. but welcome in. So I'm kind of just here as long as like the minute that I'm like, ooh, I think I can go to sleep. But yeah, so like we could each like pick a book that we've read, or we think, or we are pretty sure we'll like, and then we can just add that to the pile, um, and then pick from there. Does that sound like it could be a cool idea for a book club? Let me know. If you haven't seen, I finished my King's Hat. Did it? So this one like a little crooked. We're doing it backwards. It's like a scrap hat. And this is for the LA Kings, the black is sparkly. I wish the gray was sparkly too, but I didn't have it. And then I finished my pillow with using parts of Winter's Pattern. It's got bats, it's got lips, it's got candlesticks. It kind of rhymes, but I didn't mean for it to. And now I'm working on that, on a sweater. Specifically the Star Trek sweater that Crystal designed for Halloween. I think I only did one of Crystal's like 5 designs because I was like so busy doing my own. All of Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I will put in a something if it is written like in if it's written in like iambic pentameter whatever. I don't know if I can actually read that, but I like the stories and like conceptually that sounds great. But like if I have to, I the Leafs won tonight against the Flames. Awesome, go Leafs! Woo, 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 woo. I like like sometimes when you get your blood drawn, and you feel like the top of your skin is like bruised. I feel like the inside of my arm is bruised, not the outside. The inside, I feel like, and it didn't hurt when she was doing it. But I was like, damn. Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Although the book I was thinking of, so I really like, and I haven't read any of his newer stuff. For like, I don't think I've read. I might have read Diary as the last book I read of his, but Chuck Palahniuk, or however you say his name, the guy who wrote Fight Club. I really like his style, and his shit is bonkers. It's totally bonkers. And so he wrote this book called Invisible Monsters, and it's so good. It's you know, a little crude, but um, you know, it's me. I don't think that not Old English. Okay, nice. I love that. That sounds so cool. Yeah, I would love to read that. That sounds awesome. Sounds like a refreshing change. Cause like honestly, like I read a lot of like it's not like I'm not like let's be honest here. And if anyone's surprised here, you don't know me. I'm just gonna say. So, but I like reading other things. I just need to be properly motivated to do it. So yeah, so that'll be my contribution to the pot that we can put in there. I mean, like I don't even think I've finished Fight Club, if I'm being honest. So Fight Club would be a cool one to read. Um, you just pull the hair out. Ouch. I used to get paid to do that for a living. But just pulling one out actually sometimes hurts more than pulling a bunch out at the same time, depending on how you do it. Zach, am I wrong that the Leafs are kind of picking up a little bit of steam in the past like couple weeks? Not like, you know, top of the, league, but like, you know, coming together a little bit more. I don't pay like super close attention to them because I'm just like always looking at like the top 5 spots and just seeing where that goes. Nose hair is the worst. But believe it or not, if like, because I used to wax people's noses, and like, you don't go super deep with that because you need hairs in your nose. They serve a function, but like kind of like just like the surface ones stick out for people, um, and that actually doesn't hurt at all, which is kind of crazy because pulling one is like pulling your brain out through your nose, right? But um, but like pulling a bunch out, if it's done right, does not hurt at all. It's like a weird pressure thing because it's in your nose hole, but which is called a nostrum, scientific term. But that doesn't hurt. Pulling one out is god awful. Keep crocheting your hair into stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't tell who's more hair in my projects, me or Scotty, frankly. It's definitely worse with longer hair though, because you're just like, oh my gosh, it never ends. Nose hair hurts really bad to pull one out. The only thing that I think might be worse is the the top of the toe. Well, I guess that's pretty much the only place any people have people have hair. If they have hair on their toes, it's gonna be on the top of their toe. But that hair is like rooted so deep, and it hurts so bad. It it's but yeah, nose is also difficult. Best to trim or get it professionally waxed. I can't recommend waxing enough with the nose because it really doesn't hurt if it's done right. And yes, I've gotten it done myself, so I can attest to that. I was like, "Am I gonna yawn? Am I tired?" And then I was like, "No, your body is tired, but your brain is like, let's go." Yeah, those don't feel great. Those don't feel great for sure. Again, with waxing, if it's just like a small, you know, little bit of hair, and you're waxing it so it comes off really fast, it's more about like the shock factor at that point, which kind of overwhelms your ability to understand that there's pain happening. So, but tweezing hurts honestly more than anything else. Like tweezing and threading and and that kind of thing, pulling them out one by one, just don't. Shave it or be hairy. Actually, just be hairy. Embrace the hair. I I've seen similar stuff like this. I'm in like a trans man group on Facebook, and someone had posted. Uh, he was like, "I wish I could trade like all the body hair, like the chest and the like stomach hair for facial hair. And then like everyone in the comments is just making jokes, and like half of them were about like butt hair, because like that's like the first thing to come in when you start testosterone. In case you were aware, it just is like it just explodes with hair. Oh, that is so bad because you have so many nerve endings in this area. I mean, even on like on the lip, you have so many nerve endings, and oh gosh, it hurts so bad. But you're totally right. Inside the nose, I get them on the outside of my nose, like right here on the edge, sometimes, and like you can't even touch them without like your eyes watering because all of these nerves in your sinuses and everything. You are right. Yawn. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. This blue is so nice. Never use blue. Let's see. I didn't really keep track of too many hockey scores today because my teams weren't playing. I did see that Pittsburgh was playing. Who was it? I think the Wild played tonight or is playing tonight. Let's see. Okay, so the Sabres beat the wait. Was this all tonight? Were there 9 games tonight? Okay, so Sabres beat the Panthers, Senators beat the Penguins, Capitals beat the Islanders, Wild beat the Canadians. Damn it. That probably is going to put them above Carolina. Predators beat the Blues, which honestly, can we rename that team? Predators is a horrible name for anything. Blackhawks beat the Sharks, Stars beat the Jets, Red Wings beat the Avalanche. Wow, shutout. Uh, 2-0. Maple Leafs beat the Flames 4-2, just like you said, and Mammoth beat the Canucks. So let's look at the current standings. Okay. So, oh my gosh, okay, Carolina's number 5 now, but they didn't play today, so we had like 3 teams tied at the same number of points, so it makes sense. Now it's Colorado, Minnesota Wild, which they really bumped up quite a bit. Dallas Stars, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Carolina. Tampa Bay and Carolina are tied 74 points. And LA has dropped below the 50th percentile. Still gonna go support my boys. My West Coast boys. Lots of upsets. Yeah. and Carolina doesn't play. Carolina plays tomorrow, and also they lost one game this past weekend, and they won their game against the Kings on Sunday. So they play the Senators tomorrow, and then and then they start their Olympic break. My brain just stopped working. I was like I could have started rolling right then. Not been asleep, but started rolling just because my brain shut off. So yeah, these the top teams are definitely battling it out and constantly in flux. You know, there's not like a. I mean, Colorado is kind of clearly ahead of everyone in points, and they have been. Hey, Adrian, sometimes I'll just see like Kiwi, and I'll be like, "Hey, Kiwi," and I'm like, have to stop myself. I'm like, "That's Adrian. What are you doing?" um, yeah. So they're keeping it interesting, which I love. I love that type of shit because, you know, first of all, it's as fun as it is. I've said this before, but like as fun as it is to watch a complete shutout, watch your team just annihilate other teams. It's also really fun to have challenging matches and still have your team, pull through. So I think that having good competition around you also makes a big difference. So that's the whole league. But if we look, I don't like looking at division as much. I don't care for that. But um, but Carolina's second in conference behind Tampa Bay. The Western Conference has the Wild and the Avalanche and the Stars. He said hi, Kiwi, the other day. I'm like that. Say hi to the bird. Yeah, I think we should all know by now that stupid things come out of my mouth. So, and honestly, it could get stupider. So, you know, we'll just take what we can get. I feel like I am. I feel like I have like a tranquilizer dart in my neck, but I'm not going down without a fight. Even though I don't want to fight it, I just want to sleep. If you're just coming in and you're like, "Why are you so extra tired today?" I went over to the top of the stream and kind of went into things a little bit more. So if you want to watch that, you can. Um, but no pressure. I am sleepy because it's just been a couple days. Called Lori Lauren. Yeah, not quite. Hey Daniel, welcome in. Getting ready for work. Oh, good for you. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry I'm not more lively. I am so sleepy that the moment that sleep wraps its beautiful arms around me in a warm embrace, I am out. I am so out. I'll be like, bye, blink, and like throw my computer into a wall or something. And I won't have energy for that. I'm so tired. But it is what it is. I am working on the Star Trek sweater that Crystal designed for Halloween. Um, and I know I started working on it on your live, and then I was like, oh, I have this order, but I finished the order, so back to this. I love this blue. It's a beauty. Laura for the first 3 years I worked with him, even though everyone else called me Lori. He never got it right. Yeah, sometimes you nudge your like nameplate and you're like or like your name tag and you're like, I've gotten to the point with so many things, like especially just like being trans, so, like I just like don't correct people on with a lot of stuff. But one of the things I am surprised about, and I, I, because you pick your own name, right? A lot of people do when they transition, and so I was like, Ian, common enough name, and I uh, have gotten so many people saying Ian, and I had never heard anyone pronounce it like that, but it happens a lot. It happens so much more than I expected. So I don't know if like that is a common pronunciation or not, or if it's just people glancing down and starting to say what they see and that's how it ends. I have no idea, but I wasn't expecting that. Hopefully you'll go live this week sometime. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, you gotta be real loosey goosey with the typos here for everyone. I would say. It was fun. It was definitely fun. I think it's probably people being stupid. Maybe, but like the fact that it happens so much is kind of what like is surprising to me. And it's not even necessarily like it's not one could argue that someone looks at me because I don't pass and they're trying to figure out how to feminize the name, right? Because it's not a very feminine name. So they could look at it and be like, how do I? So they're trying to like work that out. But like a lot of times, it's like they don't even see me and they're saying Ian. So I'm like, but the first time I heard it, I was like, who the hell? Who the fuck says Ian? It's so weird. But it happens way more than you would expect. So there's a common link somewhere. It must be a pronunciation somewhere. I don't know where that somewhere is. I wasn't in the basement for 5 minutes. I was in the basement for like 30 seconds. I just like put it in the chat because I know it's easy. Like, if people don't come up immediately, it's easy to not look. You have a friend whose husband pronounces it that way, and I think it's weird because every single student yeah, I don't know what it's about. I don't know what it's. And like I haven't noticed a commonality of like nation of origin or anything like that. Like, my like previous name, it had a pronunciation that was different for people who spoke Spanish or like Spanish was their native language. Um, their pronunciation was different, and so a lot of times they would have a more difficult time saying my name as it was pronounced, as it was intended to be pronounced, right? Um, and that made sense. But I don't notice a trend with anyone who says Ian. So I'm just like, maybe they just see the I and they're like, hard I, and just, like, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think I'm not quite ready for bed, but am feeling like I'm having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. So I might let you all go. I went to school with an Ian, and he pronounced it the way Ian pronounces his. Yeah, I've seen tons of Ians pronounce it this way. Zero that pronounce it the other way. But then I've had other people. But I remember when I had a friend named Ian, and I think I told him this like after I had picked my name, and I had it for a couple months, and I was like, I was not expecting so many people to not be able to pronounce it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, that is a thing for sure." So it's not just me that it's happening to. Well, I hope you get some good sleep. I hope you all get some good quality sleep. I hope it's wonderful. I hope you wake up feeling refreshed, healthy, no headaches or body aches or mental, emotional aches in sight for the rest of your life. And I hope everything's great from here on out. If it's not, we'll take what we can get, right? So, thank you for hanging out with me. Sorry I'm not more interesting. And I'm gonna go see how much I can. Like, I'm gonna try to find the greatest height I can face plant into my bed with, and just never move again. Okay, everyone. I'll talk to you later.